Hey everyone, welcome to week 2 of fantasy football. I'm going to get right into some thoughts from last week. Starting out, if you haven't checked it out, they have this thing called Final Standing Projection. I think it's pretty fun to look at, and it kind of is going to replace our studs and duds because it points out your biggest drop and how they think you're going to do, or your biggest gain. So let's go with gain first. So these are kind of like our studs from last week. Would be No Chance in Bell, which is Ben Black. You have jumped up 5 spots based on how you did last week. They think your team's going to be solid. My team, Thielen Dangerous, jumped 3 spots, which puts me currently at number 1, which is exciting. And Hooper Drives the Boat, which is Chris. You have jumped up 2 spots, so pretty exciting. All of that. Chris, that bumped you up to 3, and Ben, that jumped you up from the basement to number 5. Pretty exciting. Then on the other side, teams I think are trending downward, which is not necessarily because you won or lost. I think because I'm a little bit confused in this first one, but I like to point it out because your team stinks. You have a stinky name, and the player you're banking your whole life on, he's an idiot. And that's AB's Frozen Feet, and that team is John. You have dropped 7 spots, as in you went all the way from what they thought you'd do, 3rd place. Now they think you're going to be a 10th place finish, which is not good. And then the other team that I want to point out, New Year, New Team, Drew, you dropped 5 spots, which is pretty impressive as well. They had you pegged as the 2nd best team, and now they're dropping you all the way down to the 7th best team. Not that good. Cool shoutouts from last week. Myself and Chris, we dominated, got 150 plus points. That is how you start a season. And then the opposite of that, Tyler and Aaron not even breaking 80 in a week with no buys. That's pretty embarrassing. That is not how you want to start your year. All right, let's get right into this week and our matchups. For starting with my game versus Chris's game, right? Hooper Drives the Boat. Yes, Chris. My little thoughts on this week. It's very nice I get to see that McCaffrey had a giant dud in week 2 after his monster performance in week 1. So as I compare out, I think that I'm going to go ahead and give the nod this week to Chris. Reason is Deshaun Watson I think will outscore Wentz. I really needed McCaffrey and did not get him. All right, moving on. Number 2 is Kamara. Sorry, still learning team names. Is Jim versus No Chance, Ben Black. And this one we had a really good performance by Godwin so far. Better than I would have thought he did. And on the other side, I don't think Lamar Jackson's going to put up 1 billion points again, but man, does he have a cake start to the year in the Dolphins and the Cardinals. With that, I'm going to go ahead and give the nod to the upset here by Ben Black. I think Lamar has another really good week. All right, next we have Andy versus Urban Ben Baker. And here, you guys are actually projected to get 113.1 apiece. That's pretty exciting. You both had some people go. Evans downtrend. Samuel maybe a little bit better. I think double digits for him is a good week for him. And on this one, I'm going to go ahead and give the nod to Urban Legends, mainly because I believe in Fournette and Henry more than I believe in Elliott and Michelle. Michelle, I'm not really sure what his role is right now, and Elliott is still seems to be acclimating because he had a pretty down week last week. All right, next we have Heiser versus John. And in this one, I think Baker Mayfield will bounce back, have a better game for you. He won't throw 3 picks. I think Brady also will come back to earth a little bit because he's not playing the Steelers. Connor did make me nervous, and I think Michael Thomas is going to show up. So I'm going to give this nod to Heiser, and I just think overall he's going to get a lot of people double digits. All right. Next, I have Tyler versus Nick. Tyler had a horrible showing from Cam Newton, but a decent one from DJ Moore. And I'm worried. I think the Browns will run a little bit more this week with Nick Chubb, but yeah, Tyler, I'm a little bit worried about your team right now, mainly because I don't know enough about Montgomery. And on the other side, I like Barkley. Keenan Allen is healthy. When he's healthy, he's good. And I think Russell Wilson will do enough. So Nick will win, but this is going to be low scoring in my opinion. Last but not least is Aaron versus Drew. And Aaron, I'm just still not a big Ben Roethlisberger fan. And Gurley, your team makes me nervous. And then Josh Gordon, he had a touchdown, pretty decent game. Now is Brown going to take some of his touches? I think so. So your side, your team makes me extremely nervous. And on the other side, You have a bunch of Falcons, as in Matt Ryan and Julio Jones. I never know what I'm going to get from them. You got some good receiving backs there with Johnson and White. And I think Njoku is good for a touchdown. I think he's a solid, low reception, high touchdown tight end. And Watkins is a beast. You should slide him out of your flex spot because he looks like a beast right now with Mahomes. So I'm going to give it to Wagner, pulling off the win there. So that's my thoughts on this week. Anyone realize that both the Steelers and the Browns lost by 30 points apiece? That is not how you start a year either. They are the Tyler and the whoever the other team was, Aaron, that got blown out. Hopefully you rebound, they rebound. I don't care about the Steelers rebounding. But as always, go Browns.